Hello and welcome back to the top 100 maps of all time with me, BonBonB. I'm BonBonB, you're very welcome. And today we've got a map from a creator that I am confident that you've heard of. Confident. Not least because they appear on this top 100 list like every 2 seconds. It's just the level of this creator. It's superb. Superb. Although, to be honest with you, this map I'd completely forgotten about. I'd completely forgotten about. I don't remember anything about it. I'm sure when we get down to ground level it will come flooding back to me, but I don't have any recollections of it at all. We've got it's a New Zealand inspired map. We've got obviously a very large, lovely cleared area in the middle of the map here for, I suppose you could do a grid city in here, or just a generic European style. Yes, I know we're in New Zealand, which is not in Europe. Sometimes it's not even on the map, isn't that right, New Zealand? You poor fellows. But anyway, yes, it's New Zealand inspired map. It's by a top creator. I'm sure that we're both going to agree that this is well worthy of a place on the top 100. At the end of the day, you guys have voted it in already, so your decision that matters. This is Edgecumbe River by Sidai. It's the 70th best map of all time as voted by you, with an 88% approval rating. Now, off of the workshop, it requires approximately 31 items. I'm using the words approximately with these ones. We have one click collection with 31 items in there. But in terms of transitioning maps from old school to new school to old school, there might be arguments that there might be fewer or more with any of the maps on this list that are slightly older. I'm going to tell you what there is there. 31 items, including, for example, the old unlimited tree mod. I'm using Prop Tree Anarchy and that kind of setup, and I've currently put Tree Anarchy and Prop Anarchy on snooze. So there's all of that. It's also a mass transit map. You will need mass transit for this one. Theme is the SCT, Stray Cats Territory Nature Reserve, along with the Relight Average LUT. And because I've switched over to render it, I have completely ignored the Ultimate Eye Candy and the Relight settings that are on the workshop page. There's a limit to the amount of switching around that I can do between maps. On the workshop at the moment, it has a very handy 3,529 subscribers. 433 of those have clicked favourite. It has a 4-star rating on Steam from 167 people who have rated. Now, I reviewed this way back in episode 452 of What Map, making this one of the older maps that you're going to see on this list. And I gave it 5 stars for aesthetics, 4 for detail, and 5 for gameplay potential. Now, I suppose we need to go down and have a better look. Now, the start square, I think, is here. Let me just click back there. So it's actually around this little mini roundabout type shenanigan there. So I think for the most interesting route, we need to come across from the other side of the map. So I'm going to start up here and we'll take a left. The left looks a little bit more interesting in terms of options of intersections as we're going around, because this way has one, another one right there by the start square. This way we'll have 2 on the route. So that's the route I'm gonna go on this flyover. But before we do the flyover, let's just take a moment to appreciate... Oh, I can't see the snow from here. There we go. You can see some snow on the top of the hill there. I think these were snow decals. I'm pretty sure they are snow decals. Amongst all the things on the 31 items to subscribe to. We can go back and have a look at those at some point. A little bit closer at them at some point. And so, yes, another Sidai map in the top 100. Anybody got any idea how many Sidai maps there might be in the top 100? It feels like it's going to be about 50 or 60. I mean, it's clearly not going to be 50 or 60. That would be silly. But what's going on up here? Oh, we've got the lead car doing silly things. Sometimes this happens. See how they're floating? Simulation has started. I'm going to delete this guy at the front. That should be enough to get them rolling. There we go. if we hadn't have done that, given that a few moments, and he would have despawned on his own anyway, and everything would have started rolling anyway. That's not the map's fault. That is just a game glitch. Anyway, down here we have big. This is a very, very swooshy intersection, isn't it? Oh, come on, let's take a moment to appreciate the swooshy intersection. And down there to a little roundabout with 3 spurs coming off of it there. And I don't know, some kind of small town or ferry port or truck stop. Maybe a truck stop, actually. Kind of like that idea, with like a services here and some parking. So as vehicles come in and they need to have a break, I think I would go truck stop there. Personally, listen, it's a real life location inspired, so you can put there what is actually there in real life if you want. Low bridges always have a little bit of a risk with street lamp clipping. That might be where we didn't give the 5th star for detail. I don't remember. I've not been back to look at the map review. This is the first time with all of these maps, or probably maybe 90% of the maps. This is the first time I've seen any of them since the original review. So this is all news and new things to me, you know. These, I mean, this is just, I love green, lush waterways, and Sidai is as good as anybody. It's as good as anybody at that kind of work. And then you can transition out into an area where there is nothing like this. You don't have to have trees and grasses absolutely everywhere on the map. And this little patch here, yes, do you know what? This is actually a good lesson. This is actually a good lesson in how much space is the right amount of space. So if we were to take out this clump of trees here, this would be a huge amount of nothing. This clump in here breaks up the space. And if you have a little look, if I go into building mode with just a standard road with zonables, so go with a standard small road. That's a zonable, isn't it? Oh, I'm out of city limits, and I'm not going to unlock. There's a shame. There's a shame. But you can see from an area there, that's not so wide. You can get one road running up the middle of this with a decent amount of zonable on either side without being so crazy. Sorry about that. I completely forgot we hadn't unlocked the map. Used to be something I used to do for the reviews. Every single review, I would load up the map, record some scenes, then I would unlock with the 81 tile mod to be able to get the properly rendered map across the map. That was always the plan. Sorry, slight game lag there. That was always the plan. And then, of course, the Common Ground mod came along, and there was no longer any need to do that. And I'm not going to unlock that because we might want to play about with tile buying in the start square. Possibly. Haven't really looked at that yet, but another neat little parkload going on there, giving you opportunities to get started. And again, look at the amount of space that we've got going on here. This is wide enough for a decent size build without it being too imposing. You look at, yeah, if we take out all of this forest, you can do a massive build in here, or you can build around the outside and the edges of it. I think it's just a really good way of balancing your map, having a decent amount of buildable space without it being, look, I've just left all of this area free for you. Yeah, I know, it's not inspiring if you just leave it free. Give me something to think about, like lakes, breaking up the map with little lakes. Look at this water. Look at the way that the rocks show from through the water. A little bit of game glitching in there again. It might just be the old mods versus the new mod setups going on there. There's always, yeah, I'm not going to fight with map makers. I'm not going to fight with them. I'm just going to say, oh, beautiful map, and another beautiful interchange going on there. Little look over here whilst we're in the neighbourhood at the way that Sidai has split the roads. So we have a nice 2-tier road with the vanilla walls there, just bring it up and separate it up. And again, that's good, clean work. Again, nothing that you wouldn't expect from Sidai. So we'll head along. We're heading along. We're going to go past Duwit's Castle. We're going to come back and look at the castle later. Because you know me. You know me. I can't. Oh, we got both ways over it. I'm not looking at it. Okay, I'm going around it this way. I'm not looking at it. We'll come and have a look at it in a minute. Okay. I have vague recollections of this castle. Vague recollections of the castle. It's been so long. Okay. It's so long. Did I mention what year the map was uploaded? I didn't, did I? Oh, hang on. I didn't say what year the map was uploaded. Let me have a quick look at the year on that one. It was uploaded in October of 2018. So we are looking at almost a 5-year-old map here. Almost. We'll head over here. I've got the big old bridge. Big old bridge. Everybody loves the big old bridge. Oh dear. Remember when these things were new and we looked at these and go, wow. I can't wait to build one. Do you know how many of these I've built? I have built none. I have built none. I'm sure I could do it. I'm sure I could do it. But it's always a little bit intimidating when you see creators making such stunning jobs with it. Center pillar looks absolutely right. Even though it's in the water. And again, the right pillar is in the water. They look like they're believable locations for pillars. I'm good with all of that. We come back down to ground. Oh, now I kind of remember you coming across the bridge to little tunnel section there. Look at that. And again, a really complex little interchange going on there, bringing traffic in from the loop and from the bridge and leading us down and into, actually the start square's over here, isn't it? Well, it's kind of both of these, but I think this was the main. How do we get to this? How do we get to, oh, from this interchange over here? I just drove straight through. I just drove straight through this one. We should have taken a right. We should have, maybe could have taken a right, leading us down into buildable territory. And there it just reaches out. Actually splits in 2 directions there. And how you choose to buy your tiles there will shape your city. Very lovely stuff. Now, speaking of lovely stuff, oh, let's start off with the farms. Let's look at some detailing and stuff. So yeah, farms are fun. They help break up the environment. It's just one of those many ways of breaking up the environment. We've just got some very green, very New Zealand inspired farms. It does feel quite. And also look at the texture work done with resource painting. That we're just giving us a few different varieties of ground textures. These SCT, the nature reserve theme, is really coming into its own. And in fact, before we look up the river, some of that river is going to be coming from snowmelt. Okay, I know it's just props and decals and whatever, but up here in the snowy climes, we have some snow-capped mountains. Look at that. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I can't remember who made the snow decals. I want to say Ronix. I do want to say Ronix. I don't remember if that's correct. I'm not going to run away from the camera again at this point, because that'll just leave you hovering in mid-air. I've already done that once in today's episode. But yes, those decals. The draw distance was always a concern with these, but as you can see, if we pull right back, we've got snow in the dim distance over there, and we're actually getting a draw issue for the terrain before we're having any problem with the snow decals popping out. And that is with the old mod setups as well. So we're not actually Not using some of the modern mods, and it's still looking really good. Speaking of still looking really good, isn't she lovely? The Essential Lighthouse in front of everybody's favourite factory. Do you know what? I'm gonna miss doing those. Maybe there will be a new Essential Lighthouse, and maybe there'll be a new factory for me to sing about. Maybe. Coast over here, including a little bridge me. Going from tunnels across the bridge me's. The little island over here as well. I'm just going to take in a few of these little scenes because I don't remember any of it, and some of it might be so good that we're going to regret not having gone and had a closer look at it. That's a good looking little island. That is a good looking little island with the got the pier, got the log lined path, we've got a machine gun post in there as well, got the overgrown footpath. Can't really, does it go any further? I think it just becomes overgrown at that point, doesn't it? And that's a good looking little island. And a oh no, it's not a seagull, it's a seagull with jet engines. Oops. Anyway, a road of switchbacks going up and through the mountains. Little lake in the mountain, more than one little lake. A few little lakes dotted in the mountains. Like the work. And then the mountains, including the volcano. You have to have a volcano. There is a volcano at this location. I think this is oh, there you go. And if you let it settle, you will actually get some steam vents out of the volcano. Yes, this is the up by the Bay of Plenty. So it's sort of between the North and South Islands. That's, I mean, I'm going to settle for that description. It's not a very good description, but anyway, New Zealand, links and everything you need to know about the area for the map is in the map's description. Go and have a read. Link to the map is, of course, in the video description. That is why we're here, to promote and to remind people about the very lush maps that we've had in the past that we never got around to playing, or we plan to get around to playing and we've completely forgotten about, or maybe we didn't even know about because this was 5 years ago and you just started playing the game 2 years ago and then you didn't even know this map existed. So that's the idea with the top 100, all voted by you at the end of what's map. And I say you, not necessarily you, but you the viewers, to which we got an approval rating generated. And well, we're basically looking at the top 0.2% of the workshop, aren't we? That's what we're doing. Top 0.2%. It's not a wonder all of these maps are blinking splendid, is it? Blinking splendid. Oh, hello. Got some rapidos. Oh, possibly a little bit of early water. Early map water physics going on here. I wouldn't worry too much about these ripples. As you probably saw at the beginning, the traffic wasn't running right at the start because I had forgotten to start the simulation when I loaded the map. So we may even see a ripple going back from the dam here as well. I'm surprised we haven't got a ripple going back from the dam. But yes, it might be. I mean, I'm sure if there was any problems with this water flow on this river, after the game has settled down, I'm sure I would have mentioned it during the original review, and again the original review is linked in the description as well. Liking the tree mix has just got a good balance to it. Good balance is all you can ask for, and I guess we need to go and have a look at this castle. Not before we've had a little look down at the river here, where we've got little islands and just a really interesting shape of river where we just see it goes wide, it goes narrow, but in a believable pattern. Don't just randomly build your maps to have wide then narrow. Just make it work, okay? Right, so over here we have the turn off to the castle, which will probably be a turn on. Hey, see what I did there? Maybe. castle. Ooh, it's a castle. Little entrance there. Looks very nice. Subtle, simple, and it works. Got the lower area with the cemetery in there. Very nice. And then we have the keep in the top. And again, very nice. Not the most overly complicated castles you will see, but liking the way that the highway runs either side of it, and it just makes that a thing. Okay. Having a castle as a thing is definitely a thing, I feel. Right, is there anything I've missed? I don't know that I have. We've kind of skirted around, and we have flown over really quickly, haven't we? We haven't given the water flow a chance to settle down. So any lumps and bumps, again, blame the bonbon, don't blame the Sidai. Alright, that'll be down to me. Trying to crack on and get some reviews recorded. I'm a little behind schedule at the moment. Hey ho. Right, so I guess we will sit the camera about here so we can get the volcano, we can get the river, we get a hint of the buildable space up there. But we know there's lots on the map. And I say that is Edgecumbe River by Sidai. 70th best map of all time with an 88% approval rating. Mass transit, bits and bobs, all the information that you need is, as always, follow the links and you're good to go. And I love it. I love it. Completely forgotten about it. And that's one of the best things with this series is I'm getting to see some maps that I've forgotten about. It's not about you, it's about me. Anyway, thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking and for subscribing. A big shout out to all the BonBon buddies over on Patreon and on YouTube membership. You are the best. Without you, this channel would have shut down a while ago. So thanks for your continued support. I've been BonBonB. You've been very welcome. I'll be back tomorrow with another one, and I'll see you very soon. Thanks for watching.